Hi, kindergarten friends. After hearing the story Mouse Paint, I'm going to be showing you how you can make mouse paint puddles and create texture in a work of art. This activity is optional if you own red, yellow, and blue paint and plastic wrap. If you don't have these things in your home, no worries. Go ahead and do the art lesson for mouse paint. That is the little book with the pages provided in your art folder. Other things to have ready if you are doing this project is a messy mat or newspaper to go underneath your paper, a paintbrush and a paper towel, an art smock. It can be an apron or an old t-shirt or something to protect your clothes. And I always like to have nearby, in case there's any messes, for fingers or tables, some wet wipes. All right, here is how I begin. Make sure I can see that on the screen okay. There we go. I'm going to start by making a yellow circle with paint, just by putting a little puddle on the paper. It's like we're the little yellow mouse, dripping paint on the paper. And with my paintbrush, I'm going to make a nice big circle. You may notice already I have a lot of paint, and that's a good thing. This will help us create texture in just a little bit when I show you how to use the plastic wrap. Let's go a little there. Go ahead and make it nice and big, but definitely make sure there's room for 2 more circles because we'll be adding a red and a blue one. All right, next I do red. I like to start with my lightest color and work my way toward my darkest. Now you can take a break and go wash your brush, but I find that I don't usually need to if I go from light color to dark. I simply take my paper towel, and I fold it a couple times, and then I just sort of do that to my brush. It might not be perfect, but it will be fine to do in the next color. So here I go. I'm going to go ahead and make a nice big red circle. Now here's the trick to making this work. Have the red circle just barely touch the yellow circle. Make sure some of those thick layers of paint get over there. Lots of fun. Okay. And then same thing. You can either go wash your brush or you can choose to just wipe it in the paper towel. And then my darkest color, the blue puddle of paint. Adding my blue swirl there. Wipe my brush. Usually do it a couple of times, and that about does the trick. And here I go. I'm going to swirl that around, and this one I want it to touch the yellow edge just a little bit, and the red edge. Don't worry, I don't know if you can tell, I got a smidge of red in there. No worries. Just go ahead and keep going, but try your hardest to not mix yet. Okay? Now, here comes the fun part. Oops, I got a little in there. That's okay. I'm going to be mixing along the edges in a moment. All right, I'm going to get some plastic wrap. And I'm going to place this plastic wrap right over my picture so that it covers all the paint. Now, I get to make some textures and actually get to touch and mix with my fingers without getting messy. So, I'm going to go ahead and make an orange. I'm going to take red and just wiggle it around there in that yellow. As I'm doing this, hopefully you can see, I'm creating some beautiful orange tones. It's more of a reddish orange. The closer we get to red, and a yellow orange, the further out I go. And the fun thing is, too, all these neat little crinkles, we're going to let our painting dry like this, and that will stay that way. Texture is one of my favorite elements of art. It's how something feels. So we'll get to feel those dried crinkles after the paint dries. Here I'm going to make a purple. I'm going to take a blue and kind of smear it into the red there. Take some red and smear it into the blue. So students, you can pretend that you're the little mice dancing in the puddles, swirling and twirling, making these new colors, these fantastic secondary colors with the primaries. And then finally, I'm going to make my green by taking blue and mixing it into the yellow and taking some yellow and mixing it into the blue. Wonderful. Looks good. We'll give this time to dry about 1 or 2 days, and then we lift the plastic wrap and feel free to cut out an orange, purple, and green mouse and place them in each puddle. Thanks for watching. Have fun.